yourself, protect your family.
This is Joy News at 6 here on Joy 99.7 FM in Accra, on 99.5 FM, Love FM in Kumasi, affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Pandu FM in the Volta region, Sky FM in the Bono region, Max FM in the Western region. In London, it's on ABN Radio, and around the world at myjoyonline.com. Coming up, Ghana Medical Association warns coronavirus-related deaths could increase if government fails to set up dedicated facilities to receive known positive patients.
If you are keeping those who have already tested positive in a ward containing other patients, the risk of transmission is high.
We have details as we are told the number of doctors infected nationwide has reached 80. And with 3 days left for the NPP to elect parliamentary candidates, some aspirants have stepped up campaigning to win the votes of delegates.
Vote or attempt to vote more than once at the primaries will be disallowed. Buy or sell a vote will not be entertained. Compel somebody to vote in a particular way will not be entertained.
In business, prices of pharmaceutical products to increase as port challenges hit importers hard. We've got the latest at 6:15.
And residents of Mile 7 lament the poor road network impacting their health and their livelihoods.
Shocks 2 times.
I've had my vehicle break down here twice in this very pothole. Our leaders don't fear God.
Joy News editor Fred Smith takes us to his community for Joy News Agenda. Thank you for joining us this morning. Now, the Ghana Medical Association is warning the Ashanti region COVID-19 mortalities could increase if government does not set up a dedicated facility to receive COVID-19 positive patients. Regional President of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Pakwesi Beidu, reveals the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital is now receiving COVID-19 positive patients on the wards. A situation, he says, is increasing the risk of infections. He also hints more doctors at the hospital are getting infected due to lack of personal protective equipment.
There is a spillover. Patients who have tested positive are being kept at the main hospital, at the emergency on the wards. When you come to Komfanochi, the holding areas are full. We have actual confirmed as COVID patients who are kept at the accident and emergency unit. The risk of transmission is high.
Dr. Beidu also revealed that out of the 80 doctors infected with the virus nationwide, close to 20 are from the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital alone.
We have most of our colleagues getting infected. On the national level, we have close to 80 doctors. Per my last count, it will be close to 20 of our colleagues in this hospital. We're collating the data on them, and that's how come I know the actual numbers.
You heard that the Ashanti Regional President of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Pakwesi Beidu, he was speaking to my colleague Erastus Asare Donko. Now, the Greater Accra Regional Hospital authorities have set up special isolation rooms for expectant mothers to prevent them and their unborn babies from contracting coronavirus, following growing concern that pregnant women are shying away from the hospitals for fear of contracting the infection. Latif Idris reports.
Acting head of the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology at the Rich Hospital, Dr. Kwabena Omari Eboa says the new protocol, including the creation of isolation rooms, are inspired by the facility's commitment to protect pregnant women.
Don't stay home with the fear that when you go there, we will have COVID. Because we've put in place measures to deal with them, to protect them, particularly our pregnant women, because you can't postpone pregnancy, you can't postpone delivery.
With increasing level of apprehension among expectant mothers, Administrator at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, Dr. Emmanuel Srefenyo, says the facility has a protocol that is trigger-ready to accommodate expectant mothers who may test positive for the virus.
The system is quite ready. We have a room. First of all, we have a system that we call the pre-triage. So we will not allow you to mingle with the people before the initial screening questions are asked.
Dr. Emmanuel Srofenyo is the medical director at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, ending Latif Idris's report. Now, the Electoral Commission is justifying the over 1.5 million Ghana cedi amount being used for the procurement of personal protective equipment for its officials to be stationed at the over 33,000 polling stations during the upcoming voter registration exercise. This follows earlier concerns raised by some members of parliament about the EC's preparedness for the upcoming exercise. Deputy Commissioner of the EC in charge of corporate services, Dr. Eric Bosman Asare, spoke on Top Story last night.
The Commission has 33,000 367 registration centers. And I don't know if you have bought a thermometer gun before. The price could average maybe something like 300 to 500. So if you are buying for about 7,000 centers, let's be very clear, how much is it going to cost? And we are not only procuring for this registration, we are also procuring for our exhibition, voting by proxy, as well as the election. So we have our election team, and they are putting all the measures in place. It's one of the things they are considering, to test all of them to make sure that everyone is healthy enough for the exercise.
He also announced the public display of the biometric voter registration machines ahead of the exercise on Thursday.
We are doing a national pilot exercise on Thursday at the Rich Church in Accra here. Anyone who wants to see the equipment we are going to use in the registration can pass by. This is open to the public, to the media, civil societies. The hardware, the software, all of them will be displayed for the good people of this country to see.
And how many are there?
We have procured 8,000 for the registration, and we have over 5,000 as backups.
You heard the Deputy Commissioner of the Electoral Commission in charge of corporate services, Dr. Eric Bosman Asare. He was speaking to MFR Pau on Top Story last night. Now, a race to Parliament in the NPP has entered its final phase as candidates within the governing party push hard ahead of a primary this weekend. As many as 306 parliamentary aspirants are contesting in 101 constituencies to select candidates for the December 7 elections. Now, disqualifications, invocation of cases and allegations of favoritism have dominated the contest, but this weekend, the ones with influence, likability, and most importantly, deep pockets will most likely sail through. The Member of Parliament for Bantama, Daniel Ochimabwaje, Ghana's ambassador to India, Mike Okoye Jr., and his main contender, Deputy Majority Leader Sarah Adwa-Safo for the Dom Kwabenya constituency, and the Deputy Trade Minister, Robert Amkan-Lindsay, have been speaking to Joy News.
Distinguish ourselves so that people will have a reason to either say let's continue or let's say no. But I know they're going to decide wisely, and it's going to be my fear.
We as the contestants have to respect their choice. This is my second time, and we pray that we come victorious to have the opportunity to serve the Dome Kwabenya constituency and to make Dome Kwabenya great.
It is not a fight, and it's within the same part. At the end of the day, we need a united front to be able to go for the mantle ahead of us in 2020.
I made a commitment based on a simple two-stage strategy. One is unity and the other is development. You cannot have one without the other.
You hear there's some NPP parliamentary aspirants. Now, Joy News agenda this week is on worsening condition of roads in the country as the rains set in. In today's episode, Joy News editor Fred Smith takes us to his community, Mile 7, where many potholes on the roads there is causing residents to develop health problems as well as high vehicle maintenance costs. Here's his report.
Welcome to Mile 7, a community in the North municipality of the Greater Accra region. For 6 years, this is where I have called home, a fun community, many loving people, and one of the best sceneries you can find anywhere in the world. But like many other communities, it is also bedeviled with problems, with bad roads topping the list. Flying through the roads at Mile 7 is a daily struggle.
I've shocks 2 times.
I've had my vehicle break down here twice. In this very pothole, our leaders don't fear God and therefore don't have their people at heart. I won't even vote anymore. This road was constructed about 3 months ago, and already you can see the extent of damage. Successive governments have failed to ensure that contractors are doing quality work. We end up spending all our income on spare parts.
We experience flooding anytime it rains. Sometimes the flood waters enter our shops. Something must be done about it.
That's our agenda for Mile 7 here. Now, the minority in Parliament is worried about what appears to be the lack of working relationship between the Narcotics Control Commission and the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority as it pushes for a bipartisan probe into the missing 100 grams of substances suspected to be cocaine. Here's minority spokesperson on the Defense and Interior Committee, James Agalga.
At the tail end of it, we are told that the Customs Division of GRE did not want to immediately allow Narcotics Control Commission to take charge of the substances because they needed clearance from Accra.
Okay.
What type of clearance is that? Are the security agencies of our country no longer collaborating amongst themselves? If they are not doing that, that is dangerous. It portends danger for all of us.
Minority spokesperson on Defense and Interior, James Agaga, he will end the bulletin for us this morning. Our Arrive Alive tips are contained in legendary high life musician Nana Ampedu's 1975 song titled Driver. And Arrive Alive tips on the 6 a.m. news is brought to you by Bedrock Insurance Company Limited.